Welcome back to the Job Files, Faith Under Fire. We are on day 5, chapter 5 of our walk through the book of Job. And if you've been on this journey with me, then you already know. Like, it's bananas from the minute we opened up chapter 1. It's like one of those movies where you don't have to wait for the opening credits to even end before like stuff starts happening. Like, it's deep like that. So go ahead and check chapters 1 through 4 and then come back to here, or listen to this and then go back. But like, you have to catch it from the beginning because there's some bananas, crazy, wild stuff happening from day 1. So before we go into chapter 5, let me give a little recap. How did we get here to this phase? Like, we are dead smack in the middle of Eliphaz's speech. Eliphaz is Job's homeboy. Like, he's the wise one. He's the one that's a little older. He's been through some things. He's been through life, right? So he has a little bit of wisdom, so he thinks, right? And in chapter 4, he's really just letting Job have it, but he's just warming up because he's about to get real bold in chapter 5. He's basically that friend who thinks he has the wisdom and believes that he has it all figured out, right? I got my notes here, y'all already know, because this is how we work. He means well. He absolutely means well. He thinks he's being deep, right, and spiritual. And, you know, God told us long time ago that if you do something wrong, then wrong is going to happen to you. Like, he's that one. But he's coming from a place of assumption, not from revelation. And that's the key as we walk through chapter 5. So let's get here, right? So Eliphaz, like I said, Job's homeboy, is talking. He basically comes out the gate in chapter 5 like Job. Righteous people don't go through stuff. So you must not be as righteous as you portrayed yourself to be in order for this to be happening to you. Because, dude, you lost everything. Like, every single thing that you had that was of value to you, and any man, really, you lost. So there's no way you could be righteous, right? Meaning well. So he starts off by acting like wisdom is on his side, like he's wise and he's the all-knowing. So he says things like, problems don't just pop up out of nowhere. Trouble don't just show up. Like, you have to have done something. You did it. Like, he's pointing the finger at Job. And I can imagine how Job is feeling at this point. He's right like, bruh, but you know me. You know me, like, for real. Like, we're friends in real life. So if you know me for real, why the heck would you say something like that? That's what I would be thinking if my friend came to me like that. But either way it goes, this is what's happening. Then he goes into this big, long, motivational speech. Right? But he still has the wrong intentions. Like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. Simply shut up. Because you have no idea what you're saying. But he goes on and starts talking. And he tells Job to appeal to God. Like, submit to his discipline. Accept his correction. Like, do whatever God is telling you to do so you can get out of this mess. It sounds good. But Eliphaz is assuming Job is being punished when this is not the case. God hasn't spoke to anybody yet. He hasn't spoke to Job. He hasn't spoke to Eliphaz. He hasn't spoke to the priest. There were no priests. He hasn't spoke to anybody. Not anybody at this point. And so then he paints this whole picture of what God will do if Job actually listens to Eliphaz. He'll bless you again. He'll protect you. He'll keep you covered. He'll give you he'll bless you beyond all measure. He will give you long life. He will give you a full house. He'll sit you down in peace. Like, all of these things that he believes God is going to do if Job actually listens to him. Again, means well, because that's what they did in this time. That's what the belief was, right? And all of this is nice, but it's not rooted in what Job is actually going through, what his actual situation is. And to wrap it up, chapter 5, because it's this long drawn out speech, I promise you, if you read it, you'll be like, this bro was just rambling on and on and on and on. He says, trust me, Job, I've seen things. I know I'm right. So basically, I'm wise. I done been through things in my life. I'm right. And you need to get it together. Get right with God and do it now. Because if you don't, you're going to keep going through this foolishness. And that's how we end chapter 5. With a friend who believes that he is actually helping when he's not doing anything but hindering the situation. He's not doing, he ain't heard from God the first. He ain't prayed. He ain't seeked God's face. Nothing. But he's trying to give you advice. So listen, the theological insight is this. Eliphaz represents the old belief system. All right. Back then, many believed good things happen to good people, bad things happen to bad people. Period. And that's it. No nuance, no spiritual warfare, no concept of righteous people can actually go through some things because we're human, right? So when Job is suffering, Eliphaz automatically assumes that bad things are happening because Job did something wrong. He tries to speak for God, but God didn't speak to him. How many people do you know try to speak for God about your situation when God ain't told them a thing? And you sitting there like, bro, you wrong. Because that's not my situation. Like, I could count on my 3, 4, 5 hands if I had them how many times folks were wrong when it came to my situations. Anyway, this is critical. God hasn't revealed anything, like I said, to Eliphaz. Eliphaz is preaching or speaking from experience, assumption, human wisdom, and limited perspective, not from divine revelation. Bruh, seek his face. Consecrate yourself. Pray and ask God to reveal some things before you start speaking on behalf of somebody else. His advice sounds spiritual, but it is spiritually off. Like, sometimes the tone is right, but the target is wrong. Everything that Eliphaz said could apply in general, but it doesn't apply in Job's situation, right? And that's why God later rebukes him. Like, this is later. So once we get to chapter 42, right, day 42, you'll find out some things, right? So here's the thing, and how this actually applies to us today. Because if you ain't got it yet, I'm going to give you some pointers. So grab a note, pen and paper. I'm congested, so pray for me. Grab a pen and paper and go ahead and take some notes, because this right here is what's going to help you in your daily walk in 2025. Everybody who sounds wise isn't speaking truth. Eliphaz is the friend who has the scripture, the language, the speech, the confidence, the church voice, right? We are so good at being carbon copies without substance. We are so good at being carbon copies without consecration. We are so good at faking it when we have no relationship. That part. So be careful with people who assume they know your struggle. Be careful with folks who speak confidently about something God never said a word to them about. And be confident with friends who interpret your season without praying first. Everybody with a Bible doesn't have a word from God. That part, right? Suffering is not always punishment. You can be righteous, obedient, faithful, prayerful. Reading the word, seeking God, and things still happens. Life be life, and for everybody, pastors included. Don't act like you don't go through some things, right? But it doesn't always mean that you were sinful. It doesn't always mean that God is mad at you. It doesn't always mean that there's proof that there's something wrong with you. There could be absolutely nothing wrong, and God is just using you as an example of someone who will still stand righteous before God in spite of what's happening in the outside world. Listen, don't let everybody talk you out of your righteousness because you're in a tough season. Be careful not to be Eliphaz. This is my last point. Be careful not to be him, right? Make sure that you don't jump to conclusions when people are going through things, the people that you love. Don't assume the cause. Don't diagnose someone's season. Don't try to fix something God is working on. It's not for you to fix. Instead of assuming, ask God first. Lord, what do you want me to say to this person? How do you want me to speak life into them? Pray first, then speak. And sometimes God won't give you anything to say. So listen, that is the end of chapter 5. It's so deep, it's insane. I want to actually have full Bible studies on this thing because this is bananas and it's how we are living life today. So meet me tomorrow for chapter 6 because it gets a little deeper at that point too. See you later and have a blessed night.